Good morning everyone. Today I am going to start up with second chapter consumer behavior, new topic called demand. In our day-to-day life, many a times we would have used the word demand without knowing the meaning of it. But today we are going to understand the real meaning of demand from the point of economics. Before going to the from the point of economics, let us understand from the general parlance what is demand. Demand is a desire. Desire means willingness to possess a good or a services. Whether the desire alone can become a demand, no, it cannot become a demand. It should have certain things accompanied with. First one, demand. It is a desire to buy a good. Suppose I wanted to buy a book, that desire alone cannot become a demand. Along with that, I should have a ability to pay. Ability means my potential, that is the income, money to buy a good, that is the ability to pay. Along with desire and ability to pay, whether it will become a demand, no, it should also have the willingness to pay. Willingness means I should have a heart to spend the money to get a book. It is called as a willingness to pay. Now, everything putting together, let me explain in a simplest example. I wanted to visit Switzerland. To go to Switzerland, I need I have a desire, I have a money to go there, but I don't have a willingness to go and visit. If I don't have a willingness, whether that will become a demand? No, it cannot become a demand. So first I should have a desire, I should have a ability, that is money, to get a visa, to get a air ticket, to get spend for food, accommodations, etc., etc. Along with that, even I should have a willingness to pay to get the desire to be achieved. That is a general parlance. Now we'll understand from the point of economics what is demand. Here, demand will split like this. Demand refers to the quantity of a good or a service. So demand refers to the quantity of a good or a services. Means when I go to market, I wanted to buy a rice, I'll not just ask a shopkeeper, give me a rice. Instead of that, I will tell I need a 5 kgs of rice, or 15 kgs of rice, or 25 kgs of rice. That is, it is representing what is the quantity a consumer wanted. So demand means whenever we go to market, we don't buy in bulk or we don't buy it little. We'll have a calculations how much to buy a good. So here demand is in the same way, a quantity of a good only will buy according to our needs, according to the wants of the family. So a quantity of a goods is purchased for price. We don't get anything for free, we have to pay for the good. Whatever the goods and services we are getting, we have to pay for it. It has a price. So along with the price, we buy at a particular time. All the time, all the season, we don't buy a good, we buy every good according to the time. So every day we buy milk according to the requirement of the family. During the summer season, I will not buy blankets, I will not buy woolen clothes. During the winter, I will not have ice creams. So here what I mean to say is demand refers to the quantity of a good or a service that a consumer is willing and able to purchase at various prices during a period of time. It is called as a demand. So previously in a general parlance we have studied, it is a desire to buy a commodity and the consumer should have a ability to pay for that, and along with that he should have a willingness to pay for the commodity. Altogether, we put it in a nutshell, that is demand. So now we will study What are the determinants of demand? So the determinants of demand, determinants means reason why we buy goods, why we demand goods. What is the reason behind it? Why the consumer demand the goods? The quantity of the good that the consumer decides to buy depends on, we don't buy whatever the goods we see. Instead of that, we'll have some reason why we are buying the goods. That depends upon, we have a several reason, but among that the four important reasons I'm putting in front of you all. Number one, the price of the good. So the price of the good decides the demand. How it is? See, we buy several goods from the market. In the previous few days ago, yeah, everybody would have uh, thought of the onion prices. Suddenly it has went high, and suddenly now it has come down. Now they are selling 5 kgs for 100 rupees. So what makes the people to buy 100 kgs? During when the prices hiked, when the prices are high, the people not even bothered to buy 1 kg. But now the people are ready to buy 5 kgs. What makes the difference? The price. Because of the price, the people are ready to demand the goods. So whenever the prices are cheaper, the people are ready to buy here. So that makes the people demand the goods. That is the number one determinant why the people demand goods. Number two, why the people demand goods? Because of the price of the other goods, the price of a related goods. So here I have two things to say. One is substitute good, the another one is complementary goods. Why the people demand the goods? Because of substitutes which is available. Let me clarify what is substitute. Substitute goods means the goods which is used as alternative. For example, tea and coffee. So instead of tea we can go for coffee, instead of Pepsi we can go for Coke. So like that, alternative goods. So whenever the alternative goods become cheaper, we demand for other related goods. Now I'll give an example. The tea and coffee prices, earlier it was 5 rupees. So whenever we go to the tea shop, we used to buy tea either or coffee or tea because both are same price. Suddenly the coffee price have been increased to 10 rupees. What usually we'll do? Whether we go for coffee, because we don't go for coffee. Why? Because the prices have been increased. If the prices have increased, the demand for tea, what happened? Increased. Why the tea demand is increased? Because of the price of coffee has been increased. So what makes to demand the tea more? Because of the price of the other good. The price of the other good is increased. Because of that, the tea demand for tea has been increased. So this makes the people to demand the goods. The another thing is complementary goods. Complementary goods means the goods which is used together to accomplish a task. For example, I wanted to go to a particular place. I have a bike but I don't have a petrol. Whether I can go and reach a place? No, I need both bike and petrol. So bike and petrol are complementary goods. So two things have been put together to finish a task. So when a price of one commodity increase, the price of another commodity also increases. Such goods are called as a complementary goods. Now the third reason why the people demand goods means because of the consumer's income. So the consumer income also decides the people to demand the goods. Let me tell you an example. I will be getting an income of 5,000 rupees. So how I used to spend the money? I used to spend my money only for the necessary goods, not for the comforts, not for the luxuries. I will spend my money only to buy a necessary goods, because in 5,000 rupees I can afford only to get a necessary goods but not the luxurious goods. But When my income have been increased to 50,000 rupees, whether I'll not be spending my money? Definitely not. I will be spending more on luxurious goods because I have more income. When I have a less income, I'll demand less goods. When I have more income, I'll demand more goods. So what made me to change my demand? Because of my income. So the income have changed my demand. And the fourth one is taste and preferences. See here, what makes the demand for the commodity means, see, we all are pledged to particular brands, particular commodities. Everybody will not buy every commodity. For example, our uh, products like household provisions or a particular brands or a dresses or a cosmetics, whatever we use, we all prone to particular brands. Okay, for example, when we use a shoe, some are pledged only to the Reebok and some are pledged to Bata. Like that, we have a particular brands. Like that, creams also, if you take, some are you, some will use Lakme, some will use Fair and Lovely, some will use Dove, because we are particular brand, we are used to it. If I don't like a particular brand of particular taste or preferences, I'll not prefer it, I'll not buy that. Suppose I can give you an example like this. I have a two chocolates here, okay, Cadbury's. One is 5 star, the another one is Kit Kat. If I like 5 star, I will demand 5 star. If I don't like Kit Kat, I will not demand Kit Kat. That means if the taste and preferences are liked by the consumer, only then they can demand the good. Otherwise, they cannot demand the goods. So here, what made us to choose a particular good? Because we like the taste. We like, we prefer it. Because of that, we buy or we demand the goods. Okay, here we have several things to say about, but still only the four important determinants here we have discussed. I'll repeat it again. What made the consumer to decide to buy a good? Number one, price of the good. Number two, price of the other goods. Number three, the consumer's income. Number four, taste and preferences. Now we will move towards the demand function. Now let us also understand what is demand function. So demand function shows the relationship between the quantity demanded and its determinants. So previously we have discussed what are the determinants. Can you say? Number one, price of the goods. Number two, price of other goods. Number three, consumer's income. Number four, taste and preferences. So very good, these are the determinants of demand. So here demand function means it is a relationship between quantity demanded and its determinants. So what is the quantity demanded and its determinants? So it is also can be expressed as QD equals F into P PR Y T. So what does this QD represents? QD represents quantity demanded, equals F represents function, and P represents price of the goods. PR represents price of a related goods. Y represents income of a consumer. T represents taste and preferences of a consumer. Now among all these determinants, which is the most important determinant means price of the commodity. Okay, whenever we'll get the commodity for a cheaper prices, we used to buy and prefer only that particular goods. So among all that, we use here once again the below the definition have been the demand function has been given. The demand function can be written as QD equals F into P. So QD represents quantity demanded, F represents function, and P represents price of the goods. So here QD is a dependent variable, P is a independent variable. I'll tell you, when the prices are more, we demand less. When the prices are less, we demand more. So what made the changes of the demand here? Price. So the price is called as a independent variable, and QD, quantity demanded, is called as a dependent variable. So we have many topics continued with this, and if you have any doubts you can clarify by calling me or by texting me through WhatsApp or by calling. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.